Hey, Eating Wild listeners, are you still searching for that perfect boat?
Xtreme Marine London has got you covered with new and used boat sales, service, and professional installation of marine electronics and accessories. Visit their London or Kingsville, Ontario locations today and get ready to make waves and catch that fish of a lifetime.
Xtreme Marine is your one-stop marine shop. Check them out at www.extrememarinelondon.com and follow their journey on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to tell them that the Eating Wild Boys sent you.
Hat off. I'm like, I need somebody to frost my tips for the Backstreet Boy concert. She was a little Filipino girl. I swear to God, Lou, she dropped on the floor. She's like, I got to do this.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another episode of the Eating Wild podcast. And today, I'm not riding solo, but I'm only riding Duplo.
Duplo? Is that even a word?
I was trying to think of the next word from solo. It's got to be Duplo.
I've heard it, guys. Don't Google it. I've heard of that word. Yep.
So I'm Duplo with Smash today. There's no Siege, unfortunately. And Hookset, I think he's still alive, nowhere to be seen, but it's okay.
I did hear from Hookset, though.
Yeah.
This is brought to you by Kukushkin Knives, guys. Hookset has been located.
Oh, really?
Apparently on Georgian Bay with you, man. What's your problem?
Right.
Everyone's wondering where Hookset is, but wait a second. I was gone on Vegas. Yeah. We'll talk about that.
Yeah.
But you've had quite the few weeks, brother. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about it with just a couple mentions. We got to talk about you fishing with John.
Yeah, my buddy John, yeah.
Got to talk about you fishing with John. The weather was brutal in a sense where it was bloody hot, scorching.
40 degrees, no wind.
So I don't know what that was like, but let's start off with Hookset, man. Like, how's he doing? What's he caught up with you? I was away, Siege is away.
Right.
But you managed to get him up to Georgian Bay with you.
So my wife and kids were in Portugal. I got to stay back. I'm taking my own little vacation, but not because I didn't want to go to Portugal. I have a lot going on with work, and we had a lot of stuff going on with the trailer and family and friends and whatever. Yep. So I stayed back. And Dan, we planned a little trip with Dan. So we were hoping to get the foreskins together, but that couldn't happen.
That's coming soon, though, folks.
Right. So just Dan was able to show up, and him and I hit the lake, and we were on a mission for smallies.
Smallie mission. Now, I talk to Dan usually daily for work and stuff like that. Well, he's in the office. I'm in the other office. But he mentioned to me that it was tough fishing. Now, you could reiterate. Like, I don't know if this is what your thing was here, but he was saying tough fishing. But you guys had to go out and get them. You had to actually get on the hammer, and like the old days, like when we were in our young teens and early 20s, you got on the hammer. Yeah,
I talk about it all the time. I'm on G-Bay. I'm not going to tell you guys exactly where, but anyways.
Big lake.
There's a couple of bays close to where I'm situated at, and we couldn't really get anything worth showing, worth taking pictures of, basically.
Right. So
I'm like, hey, Dan, we're going to get on the hammer and move out into the bigger waters and see if we can find them. And it was tough, but we did. And long story short, Dan was Ned rigging on the bottom, and he had a monster on.
Oh, yeah, he mentioned this to me. I want to hear your side of it. Yeah. What's he was saying it could have been a 5+.
So the thing with Dan is he always throws the stupidest baits out of all of us.
He does, but they work, man.
Isn't that true?
But they work.
Remember the first time he threw a water wolf? Shadzilla.
Yeah, 44-inch pike later.
Yeah, we're all used to throwing 6-inch baits, 8-inch baits, and then all of a sudden this guy's throwing
stupid. What color did he use? Bubblegum apple? Like, I could already imagine.
So even for the Ned rig, this guy puts on this 5-inch Ned. This thing was, I don't know, I think he bought it off Temu. And this thing's orange, probably 2 inches thick. It looks gross, absolutely gross. I'm like, what are you going to catch with that? He's like, oh, Louise, you just wait.
You just
You know,
watch.
right?
Oh, yeah.
You
just
shut
watch.
up. You
Yeah,
just watch.
Yeah, yeah.
So he gets down there. We find this nice spot. I was, you know what? I'm getting way better with my electronics, thank God.
Yep.
And for those of you who have electronics on your boat and you're not comfortable with them, you just need to spend time in the water. And that's what happened to me the last few weeks.
Right.
While my family was away, I took some time off from going onto site, going into the shop. I stayed on the lake. And man, I started really learning what my graph does. Started watching all these YouTube videos about how to use my hummingbird, right?
Yeah, well, listen, talking to some of the guides that we've had on the podcast, they say they spend more time instead of guiding. They're out scouting and learning the waters and their electronics. So they spend more hours doing that than they do fishing, right?
Yeah, and you know what? That was the difference maker. It's one thing to just go fishing, and let's be honest, if you don't have electronics, you're going blind.
Yep.
I mean, you look for structure, but the difference with I would say smallie fishing and even walleye or anyone who's trolling, you're looking for depth, you're looking for water temperature, and you're looking for underwater structure that you can't see above water, right?
Right.
So that's what we were doing. We were scoping out some spots, and finally I found this one hole. I'm like, Dan, let's go try this. And we worked it for about 10 minutes, and then he finally dropped it at the probably deepest part of this hole, and jig, bang.
Bang.
And he's fighting it for 30, 40 seconds, brings it by the boat, and he freaks. He's like, Lou, this is huge. It jumps water, and I'm looking at this football, and I think it was over 5 pounds easy. We don't want to sound like idiots here and say it was bigger than that, but it was a big fish. It was a really big smallie. And I get the net. I'm going down. I'm both side with him. He's fighting it. And, I'm yelling, you know how we are on the boat, yelling at each other. We want to slit each other's necks, like, move it this way. No, you put the net, right?
Yeah.
So he's bringing it down towards the boat. All of a sudden, this bass goes down once more, comes right back up, does the face wash, bap. The Ned rig comes right to the boat.
Damn it.
And we're devastated, buddy. Devastated.
Man. That's I can already imagine Hookshead hasn't been fishing since probably the winter. And or maybe our crappie trip, I don't know, but I could only see his face of disappointment. It's like, damn it, there's my football, there's my trip right there, there's the drive. The drive is that fish right there.
Right.
And but from what he said and from what you said, the day wasn't over. You guys popped.
No, we still popped, man. We got a handful of 3-pounders. A bunch of cookie cutter 2-pounders, and it was so much fun, man. So much fun.
So you mentioned baits that Dan was using the Ned rig. What were you guys looking? Because the weather, I guess you were marking fish. Dan was saying you guys were marking them, but it was hard to turn them on. I don't know if it was the weather or whatever it was, but were you trying everything? Were you going nuts?
Yeah, we were, man. Everything from spinner baits, swim baits, fishing weeds, going for largies, with frogging, punching a little bit of jigs here and there. But smallies was the most action we got, and it was all in deeper water. Like, it was 40 degrees outside, and the water we were marking in a lot of areas was 80 degrees Fahrenheit, right? So it's hot. It's really hot.
Right.
So, and Danny does his research.
Oh, yeah.
He's online all the time trying to be smart.
Yep.
And even though he's not, he had some tips.
Tips what Hooksett.
Tips from Hooksett. So it's funny, after he lost the fish, like after the trip, like we were all thinking about, what could we have done better? His drag was a little bit loose. I'm like, you need to tighten up the drag. You know how we like fish for muskie and our drags are completely like rock solid?
Yep.
And then when we're fighting, maybe we could like loosen up the drag. I'm like, let's try that, man. Put your drag full tilt
throttle, yeah,
and then set the hook. I did that, and of course the hook popped out because I set the hook too hard. So you never know. And then he was showing me videos ever since the trip of all these pros, and like we just saw it was the Bassmasters this weekend.
Yep.
This past weekend, Lake St. Clair.
Yep.
And all the sticks are out there, right? Like these are the pros.
Yeah, I've been watching Cooper's Instagram, and I think
he had a hard time.
He had a hard time. But he got one really good fish towards the end. But yeah, no, I get it. you think of all these different techniques that are gonna, save that 5-pounder, but at the end of the day, you know, it could have been anything, Lou.
Yeah, no. What I'm saying is you can't really control the fish. I mean, you have your techniques, you learn as much as you can. But if a fish is going to jump and your hook is not in 110%, that could pop out, and there goes your trophy. And it happens to everybody, not just us newbies, but the pros too.
Well, I'll tell you, man, you're spending a lot of time on the water. Hook set's up there for a few days, but you also got to fish with your buddy John, which you were up there for a couple weeks. So obviously you probably had a few guys coming in, but the weather was consistently hot. So did you run into the same problems with John?
Yeah, so we switched it up. John, I love fishing with John. We've only been out a couple times together, but this guy's a bass nut. He fishes a couple tournaments. He fishes out with his brother. The Miura boys, so they're out on the water. They know what they're doing, and it was great fishing with him because he's a different type of fisherman than Dan, for example, than you, than I, right?
Yep.
So one thing that he did that I thought was so cool was he was drop shotting in the weeds.
Drop shotting in the weeds?
Yeah, man. So I never do that. I'm like, drop shot is for open water.
So what, like picking pockets and dropping?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. There's, usually I'm using light line for drop shots, right? Like 6-pound, 8-pound line. Yeah. So I usually don't want to throw my stuff in there. This guy's like, I don't care. He sees a nice pocket, throws a drop, boom.
Fish on.
He's catching smallies, largies. It's hilarious.
And in this heat too. Like
in this heat, yeah.
I feel like those fish would have been in those weeds. Like I know a lot of people are saying deeper waters. I know you can Google it. I know Dan was probably Googling it, but there's going to be an answer for every type of scenario. And I feel like for me, those largies are always going to be lunkered down in the weeds. And the only reason why I say that is because I fish a lot in the Kawarthas. I grew up fishing mostly in the Kawarthas. I haven't lake fished as much as you have, but shallower water, warmer water. Like I heard the water was almost in the 80s.
Oh, it was
on Skoogog? On Skoogog. Like I'm talking like 83, 84.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And so where else are those fish going to go, Lou? There's not 30, 40 feet of water on Skoogog. So I feel like those fish are already bathing under those weeds in 5 to 6, 7 feet of water.
Yeah, they're just staying out of the sun.
They're staying out of the sun.
They're still shallow, but there's ways to find them, that's for sure.
Yeah, and you're popping, and that brings me back to when I went fishing with Taro. And Cody, where he was doing exactly what you said John was doing. I don't think he was using a drop shot, but he was pitching, finding pockets within the weeds, and he wasn't getting smallies. He was getting just largies.
Right. No, John's good, man. He showed me. Every time I fish with John, I'm always learning something new, which is awesome, man. Yeah. And he's a young gun, and he's on the rise. I can see him and his brother kicking some bass.
That's amazing, man. Well, you had a great couple weeks up at the camp while I was.
I forgot to tell you. I got to mention one thing.
Yeah, go. Tell me.
So John's like, "What can I bring up to the trip?" Right? I'm like, "You need nothing, man. Bring your fishing gear." He's like, "I'm gonna bring something to eat." I'm like, "All right, sure." So this guy brings up
codfish,
fresh codfish that he caught out in BC this past year. Okay,
beautiful.
So he brought it home in those what do you call it, freeze dried or something?
Yeah, the dry ice,
whatever.
Yeah.
So he brings up this cod that he caught, and he shows me the pictures of him and his family fishing out there. We got to do this trip, by the way, like fishing for cod out there. He's jigging.
You're jigging, yeah, you're jigging.
Nuts, right? So he brings this cod over, and he literally brought enough just for him and I, right?
Okay.
So we're sitting there, and then my door knocks, and it's Bud Light Barry next door.
Bud Light Barry, what a name. Love it. Bud Light Larry.
No, we gave him that nickname because that was the first beer he ever had with me, and I had to figure out a way to remember his name. I'm like, hey, you're Bud Light Barry. All right, that stuck. So anyways, Barry comes by, and he's like, oh, what's that smell? I'm like, that's John's cod.
John's cod.
Right? So he comes in, he sits down, and then, of course, 2 minutes later, Joka comes by.
Oh, boy. Now it's a party.
My pops comes by. So, and the stories get going about fishing and being up north and all that fun stuff.
Yeah.
And then, so John brings his own batter. Okay, he brought everything from scratch. And shout out to his fiance for making this what do you call it, green sauce. I don't even know what it is.
Green sauce.
He makes the green. I'm going to get her recipe. No, she's probably not going to give it up, but she's going to hook us up with a little jar. That's for sure.
Beautiful.
You got to try this. But anyways, So he's got this little green sauce. He brings the taco shells, the soft taco shells.
Yeah.
And we make cod tacos. And my dad, last time he ever had a taco was, I think, with me when I was in grade 11 at Taco Bell. So right away, my dad's like, tacos.
Tacos. ¿Pa qué tacos?
You got chorizo? So no. So John makes these beautiful strips of cod, fill it up in the taco with the green sauce, some celery, and I don't even know what else.
Now, let me just ask you this before you go on. Is John a noof?
John is actually his background. He'll correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe his dad's Japanese and his mom is Canadian. I think.
Okay. I wonder.
Now,
yeah,
I don't know if I don't know what his background is, but
I'm just trying to think of the term green sauce because I know that it's very. I've had people. So I've had samosas. Where you have to have the green sauce and the green sauce.
I don't think it's like
it's not like that, but it was like a mint.
Thing.
No, it was like a mint sauce.
Yeah, I got to find out.
But what were the flavors? Cilantro, like what was it?
Yeah, a little bit bitter, like a little cilantro.
Lime, anything like that? And there was would it have a little bit of citrus in there?
Listen,
can't explain it.
I don't wear a chef's jacket anymore.
Oh man, you got a problem.
So I don't really care as long as it's good. I'm down.
So you have the green sauce with the cad.
Yeah.
And your past was holding a taco thinking, where am I? I got to catch the border,
So
McCain Dunch.
We actually ended up making, like, there was enough to have 2 tacos each. And we were full. Like, the fish that he brought was beautiful, and flavorful, flaky.
Right.
Oh, my goodness. Like, I'm not doing it justice, but if John comes fishing, he's doing that again. That's all I know. That is all I know.
Beautiful.
So shout out to John, his fiance, and the cod from Vancouver. And, we got him a new nickname. Remember that?
Which one? Oh, yeah, you said it to me. What a name it was. You FaceTimed me. What the heck was
So this came up. This came up because we were fishing at night. And I'm Topdog, right? Like I grew up fishing topwater. That's my thing. I love it.
Yep.
So we get to a spot, and he's the first one to start walking the dog.
Yep.
And he's walking the dog with this all-white Rapala bone topwater lure.
Yep.
And bam, he gets hit. I'm like, wait a second here. Right? I get all worked up. I'm like, okay, you settle down. I get my Zara spook. Boom, boom, boom. Nothing. And him, bam, again. I'm like, oh, okay, here we go. So I put on like a Mega Bass popper, right? Yeah. Chugging it. Chug, chug, chug. Nothing. I can't get him to bite. And this guy had like 4 fish in the boat before I even got hit. I was losing my mind. So he turns around to me. He's like, they call me Johnny Walker.
Oh, man, I love it. When you told me that on the phone, I was on the floor laughing. I was dying. What a nickname, folks. Johnny Walker. Imagine being called Johnny Walker on the boat.
Oh,
that's
my God.
Respect right
there,
man.
Buddy. Dude, I was pissed off. And he told me his name. I'm like, you know what? You deserve it. You deserve it.
What color was his lure? Blue? Johnny Walker blue? Was he the expensive type or what? That's beautiful, man. What a great nickname. Shout out to Johnny Walker.
Johnny Walker.
Because I can't wait to fish with him.
He's all right.
Hopefully I get to fish with this guy because he already sounds like a legend with that name.
He's all right.
So you guys popped. He brought over the cod. Everybody enjoyed the cod. Was it enough at the end of the day? He only brought it for you.
Oh, yeah. No, it was enough. It was enough. He thought we were going to go mental, but no, man. Got to keep his gut down a little bit, you know?
You got to keep her down, man. Well, on the other side of the pond, Craig, guess 5 hours away by plane.
Right.
I was out with the missus and the kids. We took our family vacation for the summer.
Nice. Where'd you go, man?
We went to Las Vegas, Nevada. Ooh, you said it was 40 degrees here. Well, it was 108 over there. Died. Brutal. But the cool thing about Vegas, if people haven't been there before, a lot of the shit you do is indoors.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like you're outside. Unless you want to go tours, you want to go see the Hoover Dam. You want to go to the Grand Canyon. You want to go fire off some guns with like all those really cool gun tours that they do. Like Siege told me, golfing. Like there's people golfing. I don't know how the hell they were like, Lou, it was so hot. Literally like, I can't even explain it. When you went outside, you couldn't breathe. And I know it was hot here too. So you can only imagine. But the food journey, buddy. We went to watch the Backstreet Boy concert with the girls.
I'm sorry?
The Backstreet Boys. BSB. Come on, man. You You know what I'm talking about? At the Sphere. Nobody's heard of that?
If Siege was here, you'd get ripped.
Oh, well,
brother.
Siege is out at the cottage right now listening to his Johnny Cash on his boat smoking a cigar, so he doesn't need to be here right now to hear this.
He probably is listening to Backstreet Boys with all those girls on the boat.
Siege isn't in the closet. He is, you know what? He's one of those guys where he's the sixth member. But only in his car when nobody's watching. Right. He's the guy you roll up to in rush hour and you look and he's just looking up in the sky, grabbing his fist and singing. And you're like, what the hell is that guy listening to?
He's grabbing that star and pulling it down.
Pulling it down. And then he's pointing. You know the point? He's pointing at somebody and you're looking. You're like, who the hell is this guy pointing at? You know what I mean?
So did you see that on stage?
Of course you did, man. They were all in white. It started raining just on the stage for some reason.
You showed me a video of the Backstreet Boys concert, and everybody was wearing white. Not just them, but like everybody in the crowd. And then there was you guys
in pink.
Like you guys didn't get the memo.
No, we didn't. And here's the thing: you want to know why we didn't get the memo? Is because my wife and I. When the Backstreet Boys first started doing at the Sphere, so the concert's huge. They're doing the residency, and they're only doing it 3 days. It's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Then they take a week off. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a week off. So they're only doing, I think, 9 or 12. There might be more. I think they added a few more. Anyways, so it's not like Celine Dion where it was like every day.
Right.
Or you go watch Chris Angel where it's every day. Carrot Top. All these performers are every friggin' day. These guys are only doing it on the weekend for their residency, but it's at the Sphere. Now,
that's cool.
Going back in history with the Sphere, just so you know, if the UFC can throw an event there and lose money, okay, lose money. Dana White came out and said, we lost money at the Sphere for how much it cost you
to be there,
to have an event there. These guys are rocking 3 shows a week. So you could only imagine how incredible it was, and it was like being inside like a spaceship, which was really cool. But people started posting videos in July, and we went in August, and it's like we didn't want to see it. We did not want to see it. We wanted to be surprised.
Oh, so you're not looking at
we're not looking at the Instagram of Nick Carter going, hey guys, make sure that you wear white at our concert.
For the record, we just lost half of our audience for this podcast.
Don't care. Shut it off. Shut it off.
Because we're talking about the Backstreet Boys concert.
Listen, man, you don't like it? Shut it off. All right?
Love it.
Beautiful.
Love it.
So anyways, we didn't get the memo. We showed up and
so you're wearing pink.
I'm wearing a pink, beautiful Lacoste shirt with my new, like I bought a whole new wardrobe, man. It was great.
Look, man, I got to rip you a little bit because
Go ahead, tell him. I don't care. I know where you're going. Tell him. Tell him, Lou.
So Tone shows me a picture of him at a salon in Las Vegas.
Absolutely.
And he's got a cap on his head. And I'm like, what the hell are you doing?
I'll tell you what I'm doing. She's pulling.
And then
she's pulling.
An hour later, he sends me another picture. And I thought it was Tony M from 1998. Frosted tips everywhere. I can't believe it. And you still got them. You still got them. Still
man.
rocking them.
You know what? If you want to put this on the gram, folks, go ahead. But I got frosted tips.
You're beautiful.
They're beautiful. I mean, if you look at the picture of me from 1999 till now, it's about a 40-pound difference. But the hair still looks good, Lou.
Yeah, man.
I gotta tell you, the hair still looks good.
Honestly, I think it's like the same hair color as the deer you popped last year. So that's good.
So listen to this. You're going to love this. I know we're blowing right off topic here, but I got to tell you this. My wife was supposed to put the bleach in my hair, and this is all for shits and giggles. Look, man, we like to have fun. This is, I'm not rocking this for the rest of my life, that's for sure. But she was packing till almost midnight, 1 in the morning. I'm like, you're not going to frost my tips. She's like, get over it. She's like, get over it. Like, I don't have time. I'm trying to pack. She's packing for the girls. And the moment we land, we get to the Venetian, and I'm searching the phone for a salon at the hotel. She's like, "What are you doing?" I don't care. Somebody's tipping my hair. We had 4 days before the concert, so we found a salon, and I walked over to the salon in the Venetian. And I went to the lady at the front and I said, this is going to sound so weird and so stupid. I said, but I need to book an appointment. Do you have any availability? She's like, well, what do you want to do? A haircut? I'm like, nope. I pulled my hat off. I'm like, I need somebody to frost my tips for the Backstreet Boy concert. She was a little Filipino girl. I swear to God, Lou, she dropped on the floor. She's like, I got to do this. She's like, I'm doing this for you. She's like, I'm available 9 a.m. tomorrow. And she's like, please let me do it. And we're laughing. She's like, right? Are you born in like the 80s? I'm like, yeah, I'm an 80s kid. She's like, oh my God. She's like, I'm doing this. I'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m.
She must have been so excited.
She was, when I showed up, Lou, I had, I'm not even kidding you. I'll show you the pictures. Prosecco.
Yeah.
A glass of Prosecco. She's like, you want a mimosa? I'm like, does an elephant eat nuts?
Why
Like,
did you have a glass of Prosecco with you?
Because she was feeding me booze at 9 in the morning. This is
she's the one that hooked you up.
Yeah, this is a bougie salon, Lou.
Oh, that's amazing.
When's the last time you've been to a salon?
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'll frost my tips for some Prosecco.
But I'm not even done. She's like, how's your shoulders? Do you need a massage? I'm like, what? I'm like, they sure hurt a lot. And she's like, next thing you know, like going to a salon in Vegas, sure, the tips, I had to pull a mortgage.
Right.
But I'm going to tell you.
$400 later.
Oh, brutal. And when you do the conversion, you're broke. But at the same time, I was like, that was the best. That was part of my trip of the experience, man. Like, that's something I'm talking about as an experience add-on to the trip. But going from there, concert was awesome. But the food, Lou, I got to tell you, man. Vegas comes as advertised. I don't gamble. We don't go there to gamble. Again, I went with my kids. They love the lights. They love the show from the Bellagio. There's so much to do there without even dropping $1 in a casino.
Yeah.
And I got to tell you, two things that I loved the most was going to the Eiffel Tower, Paris for dinner.
Yeah, Paris.
I bought their cookbook. Incredible. I had the best dirty martini. Yeah, they do cocktails in their food. More French cuisine. One thing that I was pissed that they took off their menu was their French onion soup. I guess for whatever reason, they rotate their menus often. But I had probably the best Chateaubriand I've ever had in my life, which is a cut of beef. Just a fancier word to say tenderloin, really. But the béarnaise sauce and everything was amazing. I had oysters. Funny enough, from PEI.
Really?
Like, where do you want your oysters from? I'm looking at the menu. I'm like, I'll do Melpex. Those are from where it's from our hometown, our home country, I should say. So that was cool.
Support Canadian.
But one thing I had was probably the best dirty martini I've had in my life, blue cheese olives. And it's funny, when you stir your martini with a blue cheese olive, it leaves this like white film that just adds this punch to the drink. I can't even explain it.
That's not for me, man. You love those.
I love them, but I also like to drink straight booze. But you're more of a mocktail, cocktail type of guy. But
hey, man,
listen, man, I got to drink straight booze. That's my nickname on Cotton. Like, I can't. I'm being honest. Like, I don't know. Andrea, my wife, was drinking Cosmos. Their Cosmos would have put you on your ass. It was a little bit of cranberry. But when your Cosmos white, it's supposed to be pink.
Yeah.
There's a lot of booze and triple sec in there. But it was good, man. The food was great. But I got to tell you about Hell's Kitchen, buddy.
Right. Gordon Ramsay.
Gordon Ramsay. Anyone that knows me, Gordon Ramsay is my idol. He's the guy that I look up to.
Bit of a prick, though.
But that's his TV prickness. But you got to respect him. Again, I take it for a grain of salt. If I ever worked in a kitchen with that guy, he would probably murder me and put me down like no tomorrow. But I respect him. Do I agree on his attitude? I don't know if that's for TV or if he's just a nut job in real life. But we're all nuts. But as advertised, beef Wellington. You know what the waitress said to me, Lou? She didn't ask me how I like my steak cooked for when I ordered the beef Wellington. She told me. She's like, no problem, medium rare. I'm like, yep. And she's like, well, we don't do it any other way.
You don't have a choice.
You don't have a choice. It comes medium rare. Too bad. You don't like it? Get out.
My pops could not eat there.
My dad too.
Right?
Why is it that the old fellers can't do it? Like, my dad would be like, he'd open that thing up and be like, oh my God, no.
There's blood.
There's blood. Wah. Like honestly, it was cooked to perfection. Now, was it an expensive meal? 100%. Might I say that the old fashioned came in a little basket that was smoking? And the show was great. And
that's what you're paying for.
You're paying for
quality food,
but
but you're paying for a show too.
You're paying for the show, but kudos to Hell's Kitchen in Vegas. If you ever have a chance to eat there, get reservations. It was awesome. I went to watch fell asleep, was snoring. My kid had to wake me up.
What's O?
It's that Cirque du Soleil underwater.
Oh.
I wasn't tired. I was boozed. That was the problem. That was after Paris. I'm drinking 4 or 5 of these dirty martinis. I'm burping up blue cheese. I'm boozed. We had to walk across the street to the Bellagio. There's a waterfalls popping.
This guy pays $400 for a show when he sits there and falls asleep.
Wasn't my fault. My kid's giving me, she's like, Daddy, you're snoring. I'm like, well, she's like, are you having fun? I'm like, the show's dump. And she's like, are you sure it's dump? I'm like, well, I only caught the opening act and I fell asleep.
You did not say that. You did.
No, in all trueness, I did fall asleep, but then when I got woken up, I watched the rest of it, and it's incredible. Watching 120-pound dudes fold in half and dive underwater, amazing. It was a great show. 400 beans, well, maybe 420, I don't know. But it was all right. Good time, Lou. Didn't fish, fish, but I'm back, and I'm excited to hit the water with you with the foreskins, man.
Yeah.
We might be a couple weeks away from that, brother.
Yeah, we got some trips lined up. Obviously, there's some big things coming up. Eating Wild's going to be part of Moose's big event,
the CISA. Yeah, we're going to talk about
fishing
that.
tournament. So we'll talk about that for a bit.
Yep.
But let's take a quick break here. Pay some bills. When you guys get back, we'll have a little bit more fun, some laughs. Cheers.
This grilling season, don't just fire up the barbecue. Elevate it with meats from around the globe, delivered straight to your door by the Butcher Shoppe Direct. They're not your average butcher. Butcher Shoppe Direct sources premium cuts from over 5 continents: Argentina, Japan, New Zealand, Spain, the US, and right here in Canada. Whether it's a tomahawk steak from Australia or melt-in-your-mouth Wagyu from Japan, they bring the world's best to your backyard. And here's the game changer. Every order is cut fresh on the day of delivery. No sitting in a freezer, no guesswork, just top quality meat, expertly prepared and grilled ready. Planning a cookout? Check out their handcrafted burger patties and small batch sausages, perfect for taking your barbecue from good to unforgettable. And right now, you can save 15% off of your first order. Just visit butchershopdirect.com and use promo code EatingWild15 at checkout. Plus, get free delivery on all orders over $250. That's EatingWild15 to save, and free delivery when you stock up. Butcher Shoppe Direct. Premium, fresh, delivered.
Hey boys, have you guys ever been to Gagnon Sports out in Oshawa?
Have I? That place is a gold mine. Picked up my new bow there last weekend. Hunting, fishing, archery, they've got everything.
Boys, don't forget the indoor shooting range. Gagnon's not just a store, it's an experience. They've been doing it right for over 50 years.
Seriously? I thought it was just another outdoor shop.
Just another shop. Buddy, it's family owned, Canadian proud, and huge. I've spent entire afternoons in there.
Or skip the trip and shop online. GagnonSports.com ships across Canada, fast, smooth, and packed with top-notch gear.
All right, I'm sold. Gagnon Sports trip next weekend?
Only if we hit the indoor range first, so I can show you guys how to shoot.
Gagnon Sports, 50 years of adventure and counting.
And don't forget to tell them the Eating Wild boys sent you.
And we're back, guys. Welcome back to the Eating Wild podcast. Smash Maleka alongside Topdog, Luis Topdog Pereira. Folks, before we went to break, we were talking about this huge event that Eating Wild is proud to be part of. We're talking about the CISA Invitational out in Kingston, Ontario. Lou, this is one of the biggest tournaments, bass fishing tournaments, ever to hit Canadian soil.
Right.
That's nuts. And to hear that $50,000 will be up for grabs for this, I don't know if that's makes the pressure. I mean, for people that can join this tournament just by simply paying their fee and getting into the tournament, how would you feel if you get the list of anglers and you see names like the Johnson brothers, Cooper Gallant, Bob Azumi, the Joeys? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? You're hearing names of dudes that are hosting the event. Ron James is going to be the anchor behind this. Long-time Scotty Martin, Moose. Like, what's going on here?
I was actually talking about this with our our buddy Johnny Walker over there about tournament fishing because he likes going in. And let's be honest, if we're weekend warriors and you're going into a tournament with all these pros,
right?
Because that's what a lot of these guys are. These guys are pros. They make a living off of fishing.
Right.
You know, we don't really stand a chance. But is there any reason for you to enter the tournament anyway?
Well, I mean,
I'm going to say yes, 100% yes, and only because you are going to have a lot of fun.
Right.
You're going to meet a lot of cool people.
Of course.
And you're going to learn a lot.
I was going to say
you're going to learn so much.
It's like you stepping on the soccer field with a professional team.
Like Figo.
Like Luis Figo and Francesco Totti.
Everyone's like, what? Who's that?
Yeah. Anyways, no, but like you said it, man. Like the knowledge, you can't pay for that. Like to get knowledge from guys that are winning, that are fishing for a living.
Yeah.
I mean, like you said, we're all weekend warriors here, but when you get guys that are making a living doing this stuff and they're on TV and you get to fish alongside these guys or even hang out with them after the fish.
Right.
And pick their brains. We've met all these guys. They're great to talk to. They're just like you and I, Lou.
Yeah.
We've had Ron James sit next to us on the podcast. Half the time we weren't even talking fishing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
and that's what happens at these events. Like, you know, John was like, oh, you hung out with Cooper Gallant.
Yeah.
And yeah, we've hung out with him, and he's a super cool dude. He's chill. He's great.
Chill.
Like you're not really talking about fishing. You're just hanging out. You know, these are normal people, man.
Normal peeps, man, and it's great. You want to ask him a question about fishing, he'll answer it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was the cool thing about Coop. But we do have Coop. He's going to be joining us after this busy schedule. We chatted with him a bit on social media not too long ago. And I'm looking forward to seeing him. I'll be down at the CISA tournament, Lou, and I'm going to be hanging out with the boys. And again, Eating Wild will be providing the sandwiches for the boys in the morning. So blast off 6 o'clock in the morning, I believe. Let me get my my notes here. Blast off is actually at 7 a.m. So if people coming down to watch the event, if you want to get down to the boat launch and check it out, because I've never been to one of these, Lou, but apparently the blast off is like the coolest part.
Well, just seeing all these guys in their decked out boats, like if you've never seen what a pro boat looks like it's one thing to see it on TV or on YouTube or whatever. When you see these things up close, these things are machines, man. And these guys have electronics coming out of the
oh man, some of them look like they look like they're in the Star Trek Enterprise of the boats.
That's exactly
it's like, what the hell's going on?
Beam me up, Smalley. Hey.
Well, I'll tell you, man, talking of Smallies, BKK is going to be presenting the Big Fish, $500 a day and $1,500 overall Big Fish for this tournament. And that's going to be sponsored by BKK. More sponsors, Lou. Yeti.
What's our buddy from BKK?
The Gooch?
The Gooch.
Oh, the Gooch is going to be there, bud. Are you kidding me? The Gooch will be there. His kids will probably be there.
I want to fish with this guy in Skoogog.
Oh, he's a weapon.
He's a Skoogog wizard.
Yeah, you know what
I've heard.
You know what he I didn't tell you this. He called me out of the blue and said, "Hey, Smash, I got a freezer full of venison, a buck that he shot."
Come on.
And I
didn't know he was a hunter.
Yeah, he went with his son. And he goes, "I watched the video on our social media of us making the
sausage." Oh, that's awesome.
And he's like, "Do you do that for people?" I'm like, "Yep." I'm like, "Bring it over, bud. Me and Lou will put it together for you." No, honestly, he was asking me. He's like, "Who?
Oh, buddy, let's
do it for him." So he's got it's in his freezer. So
I'm gonna steal a few links, but that's not a problem.
We got to make some zels each for the Gooch. But yeah, BKK will be there. Yeti prize pack, $10,000 worth of merch up for grabs. Listen to this. Not only for anglers, but for spectators too.
What?
So if you're
there's prizes for spectators?
Prizes for spectators. Listen to this one. Milwaukee Tools, title sponsor, $10,000 worth of Milwaukee Tools given away to spectators and anglers.
Wait a sec. Wait, no.
Yeah.
Is it actually, are you sure that they're giving away $10,000 worth of tools? Or is it $10,000?
No, it's $10,000 worth of tools.
Really?
It's $10,000, and Yeti.
I would have signed up just for that.
Well, imagine you're a imagine you're just there watching the event and you decide that you want to enter into one of their draws or whatever the hell it is. Because there's a lot of shit going on down there, boys. There's going to be...
So it's not just for the fishermen.
It's not just for the fishermen. This is an event that Kingston, Travel Kingston Tourism is a huge sponsor to this event. And there's going to be a street festival. There's a live band Saturday night. Moose was telling me today that they're going to have little mini expo. So imagine going to the spring fishing boat show, obviously going to be brought down in size, but there'll be bait makers, there'll be food trucks. There's going to be all types of stuff going on, fishing related. And make sure you guys have the opportunity to go meet some of the legends out there, Canadian legends, which is incredible, and learn more about the Kingston's culture. I think it's a world-class waterfront that has incredible skills for skilled anglers. There's going to be so much live coverage happening. Listen to this. They're going to be doing lives at 7 a.m., so meaning live. So from blast off, they're going to be going live for an hour, taking a break, coming back, doing another live. There's going to be a panel of Ron James, yours truly. I'll be around there. You got Scotty Martin. You got Moose. You got Bob Azumi. You got all these crazy names that are going to be hanging out.
Jeff Gustafson's there.
Oh, Gussie.
Dave Chung, Bob Azumi.
Oh, man. The list is just insane. And I'll tell you right now, it's going to be huge. And I'll leave you on this. We will be giving away something, Lou. We are going to be giving away something, and it's not even, I can't even take full credit of this because our friends at the Butcher Shop are giving us a prize pack to give away on stage. We're going to be giving away a $250 prize pack, which we had a winner on Instagram not too long ago getting the Prime Box, which is the Canadian Prime Box. Butcher Shop will be donating that for us to give away, and it's basically a $250 box filled with some of the best Ontario Prime, Canadian Prime steaks.
Nice.
From Canada, and we'll be giving that away. So it's going to be a blast. If you're around the area for the weekend, come by, check it out. And if you're into fishing, this is probably the best event you could ever reach, brother.
Nice, man.
That being said, I forgot to mention the name, Big Jim. Big Jim. Who doesn't know?
How do you forget
Big Jim? Big Jim is one of the hosts. That guy's going to be there. Big Jim McLaughlin. Guy's a how do you miss that? Guy's a monster.
Big teddy bear Jim McLaughlin.
He'll be there. Livingston Lures, E-Dub. We're all going to be there. Music Saturday night.
Are you supposed to name off all the sponsors? Are we supposed to do business here?
We're doing business here. I'm giving you.
Don't screw this up.
I'm not screwing
Moose
it up.
Is listening. You're getting fired, man.
I got it, man. No, Kingston Tourism is.
This is in Kingston,
Ontario. Yeah, man. And it's happening August 29th, Labor Day long weekend.
I'm gonna tell you. This is off topic, but Monica and I, our first getaway together, when we were dating before we got engaged, was Kingston.
Yeah.
We went for a little weekend getaway to Kingston.
Yeah.
And it was an amazing weekend.
I'd say it is amazing. And
they got such a nice little
vibes
town.
Are
good bars.
Good bars.
We had an amazing weekend then. That's one thing that stuck with me forever. And it will always stick with me. So Kingston, shout out to Kingston. Love Kingston. If you're not you don't even need to go there for fishing. Even though it's a huge fishing town, go there to have a good time. Take your wife.
Well said, brother.
Take your partner.
Well said, brother. Now, before we end this and get to our recipe of the day and a shout out to our sponsors, I got to ask you.
Are we already done?
No, we're not done. I got a question. It's loaded though.
Okay.
It's a 3-parter.
Oh, here we go.
Part 1.
Are you going to put me on the spot like last time?
I'm putting you on the spot.
Ridiculous question.
No, this isn't ridiculous.
What's the best Portuguese food?
No. This is bass related. Okay.
Here we go.
I'm not offended because I know that I'm not going to be chosen for this.
All right.
First question. Luis Topdog Pereira enters the CISA tournament.
Yeah.
Who is your partner? 50 G's, bro. 50 G's. Now, it could be anybody.
Oh, so not people I actually know. Not from the foreskins.
Okay, how about this? How about somebody you know who's a good stick and a celebrity? Anybody.
That's a good question.
Go ahead.
Okay, so from our friends, oh man, I've fished a couple times with Johnny Walker.
Yeah.
He's in the running now with Siege. I'm going to be honest. Showtime and Johnny Walker, they're close. Siege is going to be pissed when he hears this.
I was going to
say, he's going to be pissed.
Siege, I'd pick you, but I'm just saying, I would definitely pick you. You were Lou, 100%. Actually,
Yeah.
Hookset's a stick when it comes to bass, but his lures throw me off. I don't know. I don't like the bubblegum green pumpkin.
I'll be honest. I've invited Siege out so many times this year. He stiffed me. So, hey, maybe it is John. Let's
Johnny
go.
Walker. Okay, so you got you, Johnny Walker.
Yeah. Now, if I
And-
have to pick a pro,
Yeah.
I've said this before, actually. Yeah. I've said this before, and shout out to a good old fishing buddy of mine, Joe Mazinski.
Joey Mazinski. Yep.
He's fishing another tournament right now on G Bay, and he's still, I think he's still in the running. But this guy, he won it last year, and this guy's one of the most underrated bass fishermen in Ontario.
When you drop his name, people know.
People in the industry know.
It's like when I remember
Like
Carl,
the
you're
regular-
like, oh, Joe Mazinski. He's like, are you nuts? Of course,
Yeah.
Joe Mazinski.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, people who are into bass fishing, they know who Joe Mazinski is.
Right.
If you're, more like I only know him because I grew up with the guy. That's the only reason why I know. Like I remember when he didn't even was in Bass Masters or Bass Clubs. Him and shout out to Gary Martins.
Gary Martin. I thought you were going to say.
Did you
Gary
fish
Martins.
with Gary Martins ever?
No, but I remember he got into fishing with you.
That's right.
The story you told me.
He wanted to take me salmon fishing all the time.
That's right.
I'm like, buddy, I appreciate that. And I actually went with them a couple times, and I fell in the water, had water all over up to my tits. It was brutal. I'm like, what do we do? October. What are we doing, man? I'm like, stay in a boat.
You
It's
guys
nice and
hate
dry.
river fishing
Hate it.
so much. I can't.
I hate it.
It drives me nuts,
Only
man.
thing I caught was a sucker. I'm like, what's the point of this, man?
You kill me, man.
What's the point? But anyways, but shout out to Gary. He turned out to be, dude, he's a guide now. Did you know that he's a guide? He's a fishing guide.
Where?
He's a successful fishing guide south of Georgian Bay, I think Aurelia area. I got to double check, but if you search up Gary Martins, you'll look him up, and he's a gem, man. Such a sweetheart. This guy, he's a stick. He's a real. Him and Joey Mazinski, they grew up fishing tournaments together, man.
Wow, huge.
But anyways, yeah.
Okay, next question, part 2. Remember, there's 3 parts. Part 2 and part 3. By the way, Moose asked me to ask you this question, and they're going to be using your answer on their live feed.
Bring it.
Just remember that. Part 2. Okay. Who would you pick if you are a spectator? Who are you putting your money on to win the CISA $50,000 prize?
That's a great.
You got to remember the Johnson. I'm just throwing this out there. The Johnson brothers are fishing together. I'm pretty sure. I don't know.
Yeah.
But you like how the hell do you beat that? I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest. We've been watching these pros fish lately, these tournaments, and the St. Clair results came out, and there's some good sticks there that are fishing in the CISA event, and I think Coop's gonna come up with the magic stick.
I believe it. That's what you know what?
I think Cooper Gallant's gonna do something special.
I never met a kid who is so passionate about fishing in my life. Like I watch his Instagram thing.
This guy grinds.
Yeah, he grinds, and then his Instagram thing, he was like, all I care about is the classic. I gotta qualify for the classic, classic, and he's grinding. And every fish that he gets, he drops down, picks it out of the water. It's like I just love the passion this dude has, and I think that's a great pick. I think if I'm putting money down, I got Coop all the way. I don't know who his partner is going to be.
Picking Cooper Gallant too.
I you know what? Before you answered that was I'm just telling you that was my pick. That was my pick. But
That's too easy, man.
okay. Well, what do you want me to say? The Joeys, yeah, those guys are sticks. But I'm just saying like the Coop is he's my boy, man. We shared a moment at Cody's fight together. We had a couple beverages, and we had a great time. The after party was great. You know, Coop knows what I'm talking about. We had a blast. Great time. Now go win the 50 G's.
I love how real he is. What you see on camera, like he did this one video where he's like, I think he entitled it like, I need to figure this out or something like that.
Yep.
And he was basically saying how hard it was that day to fish, to get the big ones. He was on a lot of fish, but couldn't get the big one. And he was just telling the viewers like it's really tough out here. And then we see him at the Bassmasters Classic, like,
Yep.
buddy, this guy is
grinds.
this guy's a pro, man. And just seeing him and keeping it real and seeing how he struggles sometimes. I know it's not great for him, but it's cool to see how they react and keep going. Right. And this guy keeps going.
Great pick, buddy. Last question. Moose wanted me to ask you this. Now, remember, your answer will be on their live stream on the CISA website, because he's been asking people.
Yeah, I saw that.
And he's asked me, he's asked CJ, and here it is, buddy. Luigi wins $50,000. What are you doing with that money? Could be totally honest. And just to recap what my answer was, 25 G's was taking my family on a European cruise through Italy, Portugal, Spain, and France.
Nice.
I've always wanted to do that, possibly Greece. I don't know.
Very nice.
But we want to go to Europe. The other 25 G's was going to the Florida Keys with the Foreskins and everybody that was in the booth at the fight, taking them there, 40-foot boat. We're fishing yellowtail. We're fishing tuna, sashimi on the boat, and we're going to the bar to watch a hockey game after.
That's nice.
Beautiful. That's it. 25 G's, 25 G's. Hit me.
Okay. So if I were to win the 50 G's,
Yeah.
this is easy, man. So Topdog's in the market for a new boat,
Sure do.
but not a fishing boat.
Oh, the tune.
I'm not looking for a fishing. I got listen, man, I got an old Legend boat.
Yep.
18-foot Legend.
Yep.
And it's not the bee's knees, but it does what it needs to do, and I catch fish on it, so I don't need to upgrade it. Maybe
Okay.
get some better electronics, but whatever. That's side note. I'm on Georgian Bay right now, and buddy, have you seen some of these beaches on these islands?
There's
on
a
Georgian
guy
Bay?
who posted a picture. No, it was a video on his Instagram. It came up on my thread, and he was like, "Why go to Bahamas when you could be on Georgian Bay?" And he puts his phone down to the water, and it's crystal clear water,
white sand.
and then he pans up, and there's a freaking sandbar in the middle of the lake with boats all around it, and people are playing volleyball.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, why do I need to go to Bahamas when I got Georgian Bay in my backyard?
I don't know if I should say the names of any islands. If someone's interested, I'll DM us and I'll let you know what islands we like going to. Beautiful beaches, but we have a lot of people that visit us at our place on Georgian Bay. So I just have my fishing boat right now. So I think it's time to get maybe a nice deck boat or a pontoon.
Yep.
Take the wife and kids, my parents, everyone goes fishing at the same time. That'd be nice. So that's what I'm doing. That's
a good pick, man. Hey, Moose, you hear that? He's grabbing a tune. He needs a tune. Line him up. And anybody listening that has a pontoon that could lend Topdog for the weekend, give him a DM as well, because he could use it.
Need it for next weekend. Let me know.
Go. Well, listen, man, I'm glad you had a great time on your trip. I had a blast on my trip, and CISA event's going to be wild. I can't wait to get up there. But, we got a couple other things happening soon, Lou. We got hunting season around the corner, and we have a guest we are lining up for September right now that is going to bring us into the hunting season. And yours truly, Coach, is coming down. If you haven't listened to our ending song of the Eating Wild podcast, that's Coach.
Yep.
Handwritten. He's going to come down. We're going to talk hunting. We're going to talk about how to prepare for it in the early. Now, I can't wait to ask this guy. I know this is off topic. I can't wait to ask him about those weather. Is this weather going to affect the patterns? Because it's brutal. We're 2 weeks away from September, Lou.
I know, it's nuts.
Like we're possibly a month away. We are a month away. We're a month away from duck opening.
Yeah.
A month. These ducks aren't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, the weather can change like that, but other than that, man, I got a cool recipe that I'd like to share for Recipe of the Day. The Recipe of the Day is brought to you by Xtreme Marine Boats. Make sure you go to Xtreme Marine London. Check out Rob. He'll help you out. You got to go check out. What are you Lou? Rob. We got to call him up. You need a pontoon, brother.
I know. Listen, man, I need the 50 G's first.
Listen, Rob, if you're listening to this, okay, this is segment sponsored by you, pal. In return, we need a boat, all right? Lou needs a tune. Send it up.
Love you, Rob.
Love you, Rob.
We'll make sure to sing another tune for you at the next show.
That's it. And also brought to you by Gagnon Sports. Oh, boy, Gagnon Sports. What can you say about Gagnon Sports? One of the industry leaders in bait and tackle gear. hunting, fishing, gun range. These guys got it all. Go check them out in Oshawa, Ontario.
Listen, before Johnny Walker came up to fish with me, he went up to Gagnon's and loaded up.
Load up, man.
Yeah, he was telling me how their JDM stuff has gotten better. Like a
100%.
much more bigger selection. So
listen, if Justin and his brother are going somewhere, what has to be with purchasing, they're buying everything. All right, they will have absolutely everything in that store, and if they don't have it, they'll get it for you. So go check out those boys and the Butcher Shop. I will be using a cut from the Butcher Shop, Lou, for this recipe. I'm going to throw you a curveball, and I'm going to get you to pair this with something nice. But talking about Hell's Kitchen, talking about Las Vegas, I got to tell you right now, the beef Wellington was the best thing I've ever had in my life, and I would love to do a recipe. Now, I did talk about doing a turkey Wellington. That's if I got a turkey. Obviously, I didn't. So why not do a venison tenderloin, a venison Wellington.
Venison Wellington.
And I will tell you right now, you can get a beautiful piece of venison tenderloin in the Eating Wild box at the Butcher Shop. And when you get this thing, don't be shy. You can wrap the whole thing in pastry, or you could do individual steaks. I'm going to do an individual steak with this recipe. When you do a Wellington, Lou, I think you need to do minimum 6 ounces. Anything smaller, it's going to cook way too fast, and I don't think the pastry will have time to cook.
Right.
Because you want that pastry to be golden brown.
Yeah.
So purchase your puff pastry. I'm not going to do a recipe on making the puff pastry, blah, blah, blah. Listen, buy yourself some puff pastry. You can get it at the grocery store. It comes frozen. Cut yourself out a beautiful square. You're going to want to pan sear a good 6 to 8 ounce venison tenderloin center cut. When you pull that 6 to 8 ounce beautiful center cut, pan sear olive oil, okay? All you're doing is you're locking in that flavor. High heat, skillet, olive oil, pan sear, move it around, pull it out of the pan.
Yeah.
Pull it right out. In that same pan, portobello mushrooms, you're going to want to whiz them up into a food processor so it's almost like a paste. Whiz it up. You could use your knife, but it'll take too long. Put it in a food processor, chop that thing up as thin as possible, put it in your pan. You're going to want to fry that out till all the liquid evaporates out of the mushroom. When you're extracting heat through a mushroom, you're going to see the liquid come out, and you're literally wanting to dry out that mushroom. Turn it into a paste. Literally, paste it out, okay? Set it aside. Dijon mustard. You're going to want to get, you can use spicy Dijon, you can use whatever kind of mustard. If you like yellow mustard, I'm going to do the spicy Dijon. Give that thing a beautiful brush. You're going to want to brush that Dijon mustard all over that tenderloin. And next, what you want to do is you want to get your film wrap. You're going to layer down some prosciutto, okay? When you layer down that prosciutto, you're going to put your filet right in the center of that prosciutto. You're going to cover it with your portobello mushroom paste, which is going to stick to the Dijon, right?
Really?
And then you're going to wrap that tenderloin up in the prosciutto. So you got to remember, this thing's going to look like a ball of prosciutto.
Okay.
Inside, you got the mushroom paste with the Dijon, and you got your venison steak.
All right.
Grab your square cut of pastry, put that baby in the center, and all you're going to want to do is grab each corner, fold to the center, meet up in the middle, tighten it up, make sure that you pinch it, turn it over so it actually looks like a baseball, okay? Egg wash it up, grab your knife, do a couple little slits in there. You want it to breathe a little bit. You could even do a fancy little, if you're into
nice little
design if you want.
Yeah.
Little like flower, palm tree, whatever floats your boat.
I like that.
Finish it off with a little bit of coarse salt on top of that pastry. Fire it in the oven. If you have a meat probe, great. If you don't, 6 to 8 ounce steak, you're looking about 12 to 14 minutes. A good indicator.
What temperature?
350. You can't go wrong with that number, always. One thing I would say, Lou, when that pastry gets golden brown, that is a really good indication that your steak is very close, if not done.
Okay.
Pull it out, rest it, just like you would. Same amount of cooking time. So if you cooked it for 12 to 14 minutes, rest it to 12 to 14 minutes. Buddy, cut into that thing, open it up, and if that thing isn't medium rare, I'll tell you right now, you did something wrong, but that is my recipe of the week, folks. I'm going to take a picture of this, and Lou, you're going to post it, or Siege is going to post it, And we could complement that with potatoes, carrots, whatever you want, purees, mashed potatoes.
I don't even care about the
Don't
sides
even
on
care
this
about
one.
it. This is beautiful. What are we drinking, though? What are you drinking with? And by the way, we're using Canadian venison. I got to throw it out there. We're using our pap. Something
right.
we went out and harvested. So
Locally hunted.
We're keeping it locally
harvested.
That's all.
Right on. My mouth is watering, by the way.
Beautiful.
Right now. But anyways, you mentioned this earlier when you went to Vegas, and I was just like, yeah, I don't think we've ever paired this before. And not that this is a proper pairing. This is a little bit of an aperitif.
Okay.
But we need to do an old fashioned. An old fashioned.
You got me, bro. You got me.
You know, a lot. We smoked a few old fashions recently, and I like it. I like it for like the first one. You know, I like the show of it. I do like the smokiness of it, but I'm more of a purist. I do enjoy a neat bourbon. The simpler, the better for me. Now, bourbon. I don't know if you know this, but bourbon, the name bourbon it's an American whiskey.
It is. It's American,
right?
Yeah.
So
Kentucky, right? Is it like the range in
Kentucky's well known for bourbon. They're actually struggling right now because us Canadians, we're not buying bourbon.
Yeah, we pulled it off the shelves. Dougie F wasn't too impressed.
So, which is kind of cool because what's happening now is there's Canadian versions of bourbon. Now, you cannot call a Canadian whiskey, because it's whiskey. Bourbon is whiskey.
It's whiskey, yeah.
Okay, but you cannot call it any Canadian whiskey bourbon, but we have our own bourbon style.
Okay.
So there's this one brand from Vancouver, and they're called BRBN. Okay. So you know,
like bourbon. Yeah.
Right? So it's their bourbon style. What makes a bourbon? It's 51% corn. Okay?
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
so that's how they make bourbon.
So it's not like the barrel that they're aging it in, or any of the wood, or any of that?
Well, the barrel also, I can't remember. It has to be a certain barrel. I know it's 51% corn. I can't remember, but it is a certain barrel. And another thing is that you can't add any flavors. You can't add anything to give it some sort of flavor. That's like why bourbon is very distinct.
I get you. So you saw you can have in like apple or peach, or
no.
Like Crown Royal comes out with like different types of whiskey with flavors.
Yeah. None of that.
Gotcha.
No, bourbon is like in its purest form. It's 51% corn. Cannot contain any extra stuff. Now, a nice bourbon is your whiskey. Okay, your bourbon style whiskey. We can use the BRBN from Vancouver, locally made in Canada.
Yeah.
Some bitters. Right. I like using Agostina.
That's staple.
Staple, right? And then some sugar. I actually do my own sugar syrup at home. Very simple. You just get some
equal parts. Yeah.
You put it in your pan, heat it up, and you make your own syrup.
Yeah.
I put that in the fridge. And then a key element is a really, really good orange.
Really? It's funny you say that, because
you need that good twist. You need the juice in the skin. If you don't have an orange twist that's juicy,
rind,
right? That's got a good rind with
still some of the guts of the orange onto it. I know what you mean, because when I was in Chicago, because we went to Chicago after Vegas, which was great, I had an old fashioned, and they gave me a black cherry on it, which was pretty cool. Now, that was the other thing I was going to ask you.
The cherry is just
garnish or whatever.
It's little,
It doesn't really enhance the flavors or anything, but
exactly.
they put a black cherry that was across the rim, which was really cool. But their orange rind that was in there, it was cool. It was, you could tell that they peeled it off, and then they
got the little swirl
going on. But it was so bitter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like you know when you're so used to having a cocktail and you grab the orange and or the lemon or whatever and you put it in your mouth. Mm. This was like straight, like straight, no guts attached to it. Peel. In your opinion,
did it enhance the flavor for you?
No, for me,
was it worse?
Well, it could have been that they put too much bitter, because it was so bitter. Anyways, and then with that dry looking orange peel.
You didn't prefer that drink?
I didn't prefer it, but the old fashioned that I had at Hell's Kitchen, obviously, like you said, the show with the smoke and everything, this and that was great. But the flavor was amazing, and the orange rind that was in my glass had some of the orange residue on it, meaning like you could see a bit of the actual fruit on the end. So it was like they took I don't know if they did it with a knife or they did it with their peel, but they went in there.
Yeah.
And I actually got a bit of the citrus in there. It was delicious. Loved it.
I'm going to be honest. The best old fashioned I've ever had was in Portugal.
Really?
And I took my father-in-law's oranges, and I used those peels.
Beautiful. Doesn't get better than that.
Brought some at that time. I brought some Kentucky bourbon there. You know, I like to bring a few bottles that friends don't have have access to there, right?
Yep.
And had some bourbon there, and it was beautiful with their ingredients.
Oh man. Now I want a freaking old fashioned.
Yeah.
I'm dying here.
Yeah. Let's wrap this up and have a drink.
Let's wrap it up and have a cold beverage. I'm going to ask Coach to get that tune started. Thanks for another great episode, Lou. You have yourself a great week. This is Smash, Topdog Prayer. We're out of here. Listen up next week for another great adventure of the Eating Well podcast, and enjoy the rest of your week, folks. Ciao.
Fish on
the big old blue today. We've got the stars lining